Tonight, we are introducing for our fourth show. Is that right?
4.
Number 4. Whoo!
Whoo. Well,
That's Steve
I don't
Maddy
know. We
over
got
there
into
to
this
my right.
argument last time.
He's number 41.
Is it really the 4th?
Well, it's our third real episode
Plus a pilot.
plus a pilot. So four episodes we're going to go with because you argued with me about that last time. That's Steve Maddy over there to my right, number 41. And this is Burley over here, number 42. I'm not standing up tonight. Whatever. We've got several things to discuss tonight, and we're going to start with I hope everybody understands that Steve Maddy is a grandpa.
Yep.
Delilah Jane, what's she, 3 months? You're breaking up on me.
I'm here.
She's about 3 months, right?
Yep. 3 months Friday.
3 months Friday. Anyway, Grandpa Maddy over there.
Yeah.
Is so we just want to everybody to understand that he's a grandpa and he's still doing this.
Yeah, I ain't crying or nothing, but I got choked. Anyhow.
So anyway, welcome to the podcast. We're just a bunch of dummies talking about really nothing, and
yeah,
we're gonna try tonight to bring in a phone call recorder at some point. And then maybe at some point we can add other guests that can be on live with us. But for tonight, we're going to talk about the first thing we're going to do, Maddy, is we're going to talk about the ACC basketball.
The ACC basketball.
Now,
this
is the worst year of ACC basketball in the history of ACC basketball that I can recall. Joe Lunardi says there's going to be 5 teams, and I say 3 at best.
Well, let's see. You don't have, but looks like 1, 2 in the top 25.
And that would be Duke and UNC.
Correct. I think UVA's going to get in.
They would be number 3.
Yeah. I would think they would get in. Let me look at their.
Well, Syracuse and Wake are potential, says Lunardi, but I say
who? Syracuse
even
and who?
UVA is only 12-7. If you look at the ACC standings, Duke and UNC have 3. UNC has 3 losses. Duke has 4, but they play Saturday.
Right.
So whoever wins that game wins the regular season. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. So why don't you think Clemson would get in? You don't think Clemson will get in?
You're breaking up a little bit on me, but I don't think that Clemson or Syracuse or Wake Forest deserve to be in.
I agree on Wake Forest. I mean, unless they go deep, I think they're a bubble team. But if they go deep into the conference tournament and make the final, I mean, I'd have to look at some of their key wins. But I mean, they're 18-12, 10-9 in the conference. Syracuse is 20-11.
That's the argument Lunardi has right now is Syracuse.
Well, I think Clemson's in. I think the top 4 make it. UNC, Duke, Virginia, and Clemson for sure. And then I think Pittsburgh and Syracuse have pretty good arguments, depending on how far they go in the conference tournament.
Beat Syracuse last night, which hurt Syracuse, so it helped Clemson. But I think both of them have a game left. I think Clemson plays Pitt. I'm not sure, but
and then you got Tech.
The ACC.
You got Virginia
puts
Tech.
5 or 6 or 7 or 8 teams in every year. All I'm saying is to have to scrap for a 18 win or a 20 win team. Imagine back when Virginia Tech was winning 18, 19 games and they never got in the tournament.
Right. Well, they won 17 this year.
Yeah, oh, they ain't getting in this year. But they
You don't
kept
think
telling Seth Greenberg, just win one more game and go over 500 in ACC, and you'll be in the tournament.
Well,
And
I'm gonna make you a bold prediction right now.
all right.
Notre Dame is gonna run the table in the ACC tournament, and they're gonna shock the world, and they're gonna make the NCAA tournament. You can put it down right now.
Hold on. I'm trying to find them Notre Dame. No, I don't see a Notre Dame.
They're 12-18, 7-12 in the
Right.
conference.
Oh,
but they're not.
so I
But
have
they're
to go
not an
down to
8
like
at home.
138th in the country. No, it's going to be Duke UNC final. This is not the year for an upset. Florida State's not going to do it. Virginia Tech's not going to do it. Clemson's not going to do it. Syracuse is not going to do it. Anyway, so it's Duke, UNC, and who else? And you say Virginia and Clemson? Is that what you said?
I said UNC, Duke, Virginia, and Clemson are shoe-ins for the NCAA tournament out of the ACC. Okay. Those are my 4 locks. And then I
believe that Joe Lunardi is not dumb enough to put 5 teams in, and he knows everything. But it's Duke, UNC, Virginia, maybe. And then if they get 2 more teams in, they're going to be 12 seeds or something. So
I think Pittsburgh and Syracuse are probably the only other 2 teams that may have a shot. Wake Forest and outside track, they're 18-12, 10-9 in the conference. But if they go deep, I think whomever comes out of this threesome here, Clemson, Pittsburgh, and Syracuse, is really going to have to put on a show in the ACC tournament to make the dance, in my opinion.
All right. Well, as long as we're on basketball, we might as well talk about the tournament because it's tourney time, right?
Right.
Who are your top 4?
I like Purdue. I like Marquette. I'm not particularly sold on UConn or Houston. I think those
the pollsters sure are. They've got Houston with what
52 first place
of the first place votes right now.
That's right. You're right. But I like Marquette, Purdue. I like Tennessee, and I'm on. I hate to go on record as saying this, but I think North Carolina.
That's not a bad choice. I'm not a fan of UNC, as everybody knows, but the thing I wanted to bring up, my top 4 are in this order: Purdue, UConn, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And everybody's going to laugh and say, "Oh, Kentucky." Woo.
Who are your top 4 again? Kentucky and who?
Purdue, UConn, Tennessee,
and Kentucky. Okay, gotcha.
But my point is, right now, Houston, UConn, and Purdue are all 26-3.
Yes.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston has the lion's share of the first place votes. After them, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I don't know, 20-some teams that all have between 6 and 9 losses. And it's a wide open basketball.
South Carolina's all the way down at 17 with only 5 losses.
Right.
And they play in a tough conference. The SEC is a pretty good basketball conference.
They're probably the best basketball conference this year and in a long time. I mean, the ACC used to be able to claim that, but
Right.
this year it's definitely the SEC, and that's why I put Kentucky in there. They had two guys out most of the year, hurt. They're back. They're figuring their way in, and we all know Cheetah Perry.
Yeah.
he he's gonna cheat him up good as he can.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, my dark horse is comes from the Pac-2, the Washington State Cougs at 23-7. Rank 18th in the country.
mine is, and I don't know if it's a dark horse, but because they're ranked, but Gonzaga. I mean, you
Right.
just don't
That's
count
a
them
good
out.
pick. That's a good pick. They're ranked
You don't count
19th.
them out of any basketball game.
That's right.
You just don't. But yeah. Now, since we're still in NCAA mode, something happened last week, Maddie. A guy that played for 3 years set the NCAA scoring record, and they took his record away this week and gave it to somebody else that scored more points, but in a different era, and it's also not men's basketball. What do you say?
Well, I say, and I'll give you a little background on this. There's a stat out there. Dale Brown, former LSU head coach, said that he went through all of Pete Maravich's basketball game and his film and charted all of his shots that he made. And he said that if there had been a 3-point line at that point, he would have averaged 57 points per game. And he would have had 4,731 points total. So, that other person that we're talking about has 3,685 and no shot at reaching 4,731. But so I think, the other issue is we're comparing apples to oranges here. Pistol Pete played, in men's basketball. And back when
60
Pistol
years
Pete,
ago.
right, and when he played there, freshmen weren't allowed to play varsity.
Correct.
So he only played 3 years. And
Right.
he played against sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So again, I think we're comparing apples to oranges here. Not taking anything away from what this person did in women's basketball, but I think to say that she has done more than Pistol Pete is just not true or accurate in my view. I mean, I think he's
Well,
probably the greatest basketball player to play
numbers
in
wise,
NCAA basketball.
just total points, she has more. We both agree on that, right? That's not an
That,
arguable fact.
that is correct. Yes.
You are an attorney, and you would not be able to argue that in a court of law, right?
Yeah, that is correct. That is
She
correct.
has more points, Mr.
And we
Maddy.
also want to thank our sponsor, the Maddy Law Firm. Admit nothing, deny everything, and call your lawyer.
in bourbon.
And bourbon.
In bourbon. And the rest of y'all that sign on and subscribe to us, we appreciate it.
That's great. We appreciate you.
So I'm not disagreeing that. Actually, I am going to disagree with you a little bit because I don't think it's anywhere close. I don't think somebody that gets to play for 4 years in a different sport as a different gender should be able to hold a record over Pistol Pete Maravich. She can have her own record.
Yeah.
Put her in the women's Hall
Just
of
say,
Fame.
yeah, just say, look, she's the women's all-time leading scorer. You don't have
All
to say,
time.
yeah, you don't have to say the NCAA. right?
And yes, she is the NCAA all-time leading scorer, but there should be asterisks, just like all those baseball boys that hit 7 billion home runs when they were doing the steroids. None of them are in the Hall of Fame. They all have asterisks. And I'm not accusing her of steroids by any means. I'm just saying there's rules for this. And Pistol
Right,
Pete Maravich did it in an era unheard of. And like you said, there was no 3-point line.
right.
If there would be, she still wouldn't be close.
Uh,
Anyway,
Dale
moving
Brown
on
said
from
that Dale Brown said that if he had had a 3-point line, he would have averaged 57 points per game
right,
because he averaged
but
39 points per game
without it,
under that current under his time period. And again, we love women. Me and you both do. We don't we're not dissing on women. We love them. Think the world of them. I got daughters.
we
Uh,
wouldn't be here without them.
that's right. So,
That's a fact.
but I just think this has been blown out of proportion, and
It's
I
two different sports.
yeah, apples to oranges. Even Kim
Well, it's the
Mulkey,
same sport, but two different genders, and that's all I got to say about that.
even Kim Mulkey said it's like comparing apples to oranges. So even she agrees with that, and that's a quote from her. So
Yeah, and she's the one that beat the record, right?
who? Kim Mulkey?
Yeah.
What
Nah,
record
it was.
she beat? No, Kim Mulkey's the head coach of the LSU women's
Mm.
team.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
It's baseball season.
that's right. Go Dodgers.
Well, if you want, we'll go right into MLB then. I don't have
Oh,
much to say
son.
about this other than last year the Padres, Yankees, and Mets spent billions of dollars and none of them made the playoffs.
Yeah, obscene amounts of money.
Obscene. This year, the Dodgers have now paid a guy more than all that.
Yeah, that's obscene.
And another pitcher, too.
Yeah, from
Um,
Japan.
and the Yanks got Juan Soto from us. Thank you, Yankees, for taking him away from me so I don't have to root for him anymore. I appreciate it. Uh, but who are your front runners? I've got the Dodgers have to be the front runner in the AL or in the NL, and the Orioles have to be the front runner in the NL. They have to be.
Well, yeah, I would agree. I agree with the American League. I think you got the Orioles. I think the Yankees will probably be in there this year.
Well, yeah, I mean they spent a lot more money again.
Right. I tell you, I don't know that I count out Houston.
Oh, yeah, can't ever count them boys out, right?
Right. I just don't think you can count them out. Now,
Well,
Dusty Baker's gone though. I think he retired, didn't he?
that probably is right. I don't remember. I'd have to look, but
Yeah, I think he hung it up. Now
to me, it's more about
Bruce
who spent the
Bochy for
money
Texas.
and who
Or
gained from it.
Bochy,
The Dodgers certainly gained.
right?
It's been 2 years since they've even been to a championship, and they just bought the two best pitchers from Japan or China or wherever in the hell they're from ever. One of them can't even pitch. Oh,
Well,
Shohei.
well, yeah, but I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna do. Well, at least not Shohei Otani. He's not pitching this year. He's just gonna be hitting.
Right.
So you got the other fella, and I don't know that. I don't know what he's going to be like. I think pitching is going to be the key for the Dodgers. If they can pitch, and if they're deep, their bullpen is good. I think their bullpen is solid, It's going to come down to their starters and whether or not they do what they're supposed to do.
Well, I mean, it's early and it's preseason, but the the Padres are doing pretty well. But the first game of the year, they gave up 14 runs to the Dodgers in the first 2 innings and had to have 4 pitchers. So
Well,
I'm like
it's spring
same old.
training. It's spring training.
I'm just glad not to have Juan Soto anymore. Anyway, my prediction is it's the Dodgers. Way too early prediction because we haven't even started the
Yeah.
season yet. But it's the Dodgers versus the Orioles. The Orioles win in 6.
Oh.
That's my way too early prediction.
Why you
What do
got
you
this
got?
on the Why you got this on the Dodgers?
Well, I don't like the Dodgers.
Yeah. Okay. All
I'm
right. My
not going to
prediction.
cuss them and wear a halo around my head like Stephen A. Smith, but I'm just going to tell you I don't like the Dodgers.
Oh. All right. Well, I think it'll be the Dodgers, and I think it's going to be the Yankees. I think we're going back
Yeah,
circa 81, 84. And
everybody wants to go back to those days, right?
yeah,
Not
so I'm
everybody, but
going Yankees and Dodgers. Dodgers in 7. And it's my way early prediction.
Dodgers over Yankees in 7.
That is correct. And Tommy
Okay.
Lasorda will be smiling down from his
Oh
Dodger blue
man, well
side.
he's smiling anyway. God bless him. He's up there with all our other favorite baseball people, and
That's right.
yeah, God bless Tommy Lasorda. I loved him, but him and Harry Carey probably having a Budweiser right about now.
That's right.
That's right. Since we're in baseball, let's move to a
College
very,
baseball.
very, very early start to the college baseball season. And I'm sure, as most of you are aware, the ACC and the SEC put tons of teams in the top 25 every year and into the World Series. And very rarely do we come out with a championship. LSU are the defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to them. I mean, it takes a lot to
I don't
win
have a hat. But...
a College World Series. And we also lost great number 11 this year. Old Mike Martin from Florida State. And I'd like to give just a moment.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was great. And so early on in the year, this kind of amazes me. There are 7 ACC teams and 6 SEC teams in the top 25.
And the Beavs are ranked 4th.
That shouldn't surprise many people. Because we're all good, but they're going to have to play each other eventually, right? So you got to get off the to a right start. Well, Wake's number 1 in the country. Not sure if that's deserved or not. They've got a loss.
They do.
Clemson.
LSU's ranked 2nd.
They are number 2, and they are the defending champs. Why aren't they number 1?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I
mean, I'd put them there.
That's where you would be.
I mean, they are 11 and 1.
Wake has a loss. LSU was a defending champion. Why are they not number 1?
Well, they're ranked. They're 11 and 1. They are 1-0 versus the top 25 teams. Mm-hmm. Wake Forest hasn't even played a top 25 team, and Correct. They're 10 and 1.
Right.
Now, what I want to talk about, the Beavs, baby, ranked 4th. Pac-2.
The old Pac-2.
Yeah.
Representing.
They are 4-0 last week, 11-1 overall, 1-1 versus top 25. I think they rank number 2. I think LSU's number 1. Beavs are number 2. uh,
It took me 20 minutes
to find
to
that hat.
find, well, yeah, but to find FSU in a top 25 somewhere. They are 10-0. Their scoring differential is 139 to 38 in 10 games. They're beating teams 14-4. And ESPN doesn't even have them in the top 25. Kirk Herbstreit must be voting on college baseball, is all I got to say about that.
Well, Burley, they're 10-0, but they hadn't played anybody in the top 25. That might be
139 to 38.
Who are they playing? People like
baseball teams.
They probably playing Liberty.
It's just like saying, who did they play in football last year? They played whoever in the hell was on their schedule, and they beat every damn one of them. Sorry. I didn't hear you, Beeve. They play whoever is on their schedule. It doesn't matter who it is. If you don't win the games, you don't win. So FSU sports in football and baseball
stink
in the last year are 25-0 so far.
So far.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. That's all you got to say.
That's whatever. Let's see. We're going to talk about.
I just got one thing to say. The Beavs are 4th.
I got one thing to say as you hold up 2 fingers. The Beavs are 4th. All right. Well, for our one listener that likes the NBA, we're going to talk about that. Nope. I was kidding. We did the NCAA. We did. Oh, you know what we haven't done?
What?
The NFL. Here we go. We got about 10 minutes.
Here we go.
And that's a perfect lead off to the first guy we're going to talk about.
Is a man that needs to be shit canned and traded.
So they have about 3 options. They can either trade him, sign him to 5 or 6 years, or sign him to the richest contract ever for 3 years or 1 year and hope he wins the Super Bowl.
What they can't franchise him?
He has been franchised twice in weird ways. He's already been franchised, so no, they cannot franchise him. And he also took a big pay cut. The best thing they can do is sign him long-term and let him defer those payments so we can sign other players, or trade him.
Well, if we sign him long term, eventually that money's going to catch up with us.
Well, just the same as it did everybody else in football.
Why can't we cut him loose?
Because he's worth $64 million worth of salary cap if we cut him right now.
Well,
we don't have a quarterback, and we owe him $64 million.
Well, I don't want to cut him. I just say let him play out his contract and let him be a free agent next year.
They could do that,
and then that doesn't cost us any money.
It will still if he's not picked up.
Well, how? If his contract's expired and we don't re-sign him?
Look at his contract, man. This thing was a genius. It was almost as though you had been his lawyer. I mean, it's genius. It's like, I'm worth this much money. I'm worth this much money. I'm worth this much money. He has deferred. Troy Aikman did the same thing. Peyton Manning did the same thing. I get all that, but Dak really got it stone cold. He has to play this year. for the Cowboys. He has to. Period.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any question that he's going to play this year for the Cowboys.
Right. But then there's these other guys. There have been mentions of, Russell Wilson got cut loose.
I don't want him.
I'm not saying we want him, but
He's a cancer.
Russell Wilson got cut loose. The Giants don't have a quarterback. The Steelers don't have a quarterback.
Well, the
There's a
Giants
lot
have
of rumors.
Jones.
Huh?
Giants have Jones.
Who?
Jones.
That's just come on now, Maddie. Plus, and there's another one.
Well, they paid him. See, I'm afraid that's what's going to happen when we pay Dak all that damn money. He's going to shit the bed just like Daniel Jones did.
He's been shitting the bed since we had him.
Well, true.
12 wins a year for 3 years in a row. That's hard to argue that he's a bad quarterback. It really is.
Well, he hadn't won a playoff game.
That's easy to argue.
Well, I take that back. He's won 2. My
but
apologies.
it's easy to argue he's a bad playoff quarterback.
Okay, so okay, are we happy?
So what do you do? You sign Dak to play for 17 games, and then but after that, we want Patrick Mahomes to come in and play the next 3.
No, I don't want Patrick Mahomes. Let's put in.
The hell you don't.
We should have put in. What's his name?
No, come on, man.
Yeah, man. My boy.
Look,
I say we go after Gardner Minshew. Let him play in the playoffs.
Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson, Gardner Minshew, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Wilson, and Tyrod Taylor are your top 7 free agent quarterbacks.
I think
what I want to say is, why don't we talk to the Bears about getting all their picks from the Panthers, giving them Dak, and we take Justin Fields?
No.
He can't be worse than Dak.
Oh, my God. Have you watched him play?
Yes. When he's healthy, he's good.
He's not that good. No. No.
He can run the ball.
You might as well
throw
start
the ball. And we've got receivers.
Well, you might as well start Trey Lance.
Oh, that's the other thing. He's a good trade candidate right now for the Vikings or the Giants. We could put him in a package to the Giants and get Saquon Barkley.
Why do we want Saquon Barkley?
Because we need a big runner. That's why.
Well,
I like Saquon Barkley.
Why don't we just draft one?
Because this guy's
and you don't have to spend the money. Saquon Barkley.
And we can get rid of Trey Lance.
Saquon Barkley is worth too much money. We need to save cap space.
If we trade Trey Lance and a pick, well, that's the other thing. We need picks. But if we trade Trey Lance and a pick for Barkley, we should have gotten either.
These are my priorities. These are my priorities for the Cowboys. We need a middle linebacker and we need a left tackle.
We have 2. All right.
Well, Vander Esch isn't going to play next year. He's gone.
Okay.
He's done. Mm-hmm. He's got health problems and he's just not going to put himself through that anymore. So I've read. Now, that could change. He may change his mind. I don't know. But anyway, he's not been healthy. He never I don't think he's finished a full season. So we need.
He is not.
We need some linebacking help, and we need a left tackle. We need to replace Tyron Smith.
Yeah, he just retired. So.
Oh, he did retire. I thought he was going free agency.
Before this time runs out and everybody gets tired of us talking about the Cowboys, I just wanted to say congratulations to the Bears for their ripoff of the Panthers last year. Excellent job. I hope they do well with it. It seems like they want to trade Fields and take that Caleb guy, which I don't understand why. But
I don't either. I think he's
I'm
horrible.
not a Bears president or anything.
No.
And then right before we sign off, we haven't done a lot of well, we've done nothing political tonight, but I'm gonna take my hat off to Nikki Haley. I, what a great waste of $58 billion you just did. You stupid woman. I'm going to stay in it until I lose. Well, you've lost. You lost day one. But all right, that's fine. Sorry if that offended anyone. Not really, but.
Well, what do you think about the Supreme Court 9-0 decision to keep Trump on all the ballots in the states?
Well, they couldn't kick it.
Did you see that?
The whole thing.
Even the liberal judges voted to keep him on the ballots.
You can't kick him off the ballot because you want to. And it's also not a constitutional decision. I'm not sure why they were allowed to vote on it. I'm glad they did. But I'm like, what? What's going on in this country when you can vote on anything you want to, anytime you want to? Donald Trump is going to make America great again, and we probably just lost like 10 subscribers.
Probably. Well, I don't think we have but 2.
Well, there you go.
We're -8.
-8 subscribers. Yeah. Are we at the end, or
we are at our time? So,
would it still record if I sign us off?
Go ahead and sign us off.
Well, ladies and germs, it's been our pleasure as always. That's Maddy. I'm Burly. 41 Beeves, baby.
Beeves, baby.
Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, depending.
All right. Is it all?